of talent. This is a team primed to make a run for the playoffs, and you're saying you're a fan, but you don't believe in the team.
I'm what we call realistic.
I don't think you're realistic. You're pessimistic.
I'm pretty realistic. All right.
No, you're a pessimist. You want me to tell you?
Then tell me last night, who did Miami Heat have? Oh, I'll answer it for you. They had their second and third unit at best, and who won?
I'm gonna tell you this: Kevin Porter Jr., 20-point scorer. Jalen Green, 25 points scorer. All right, you got 17 points per game scorer to Eric Gordon, your glue defensive guy, and Jayshawn Tate. Alperen Şengün, double. 11 and 11 probably right there. You just got Teo Maledon because Ty Washington's the fucking truth. You got Josh Christopher as like the sixth man, and then you got backing up like Jalen Green, Garrison Matthews backing up Eric Gordon with KJ Martin's help, and Tari East. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. Eric Gordon sixth man. I'm gonna start Jabari Smith with Jayshawn Tate. Okay, KJ, and then you have Josh Christopher, Garrison Matthews, KJ Martin, Eric Gordon off the bench. Derek Favors backing up Alperen Şengün. Usman Garuba sprinkled in there with some Bruno Fernando. This team, the fucking talent, you got like 15 points from Eric Gordon. You got 17 from Jabari Smith. You get 21 points and 25 points from Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. 11 and 11. This is an optimistic Rocks fan. This team's going to be scoring 130 points a night. Okay, I mean they might give up 140, but they
will give up 140 as they did last season and the year before that. As much as I love my Houston Rockets, our defense is nowhere close. It's nowhere close.
It just runs in the family, I guess. Steven Silas was not meant to coach basketball.
Like Kevin Porter Jr., first off, your projection of Kevin being a 20-point per game scorer, Rocket Nation loves you. Because I'm right there with you. I think Kevin Porter Jr. is a star in this league, and he is a point guard. Jalen Green, KPJ, as far as the backcourt goes on offense, they're going to blow teams off the water. It's just like what we saw last night, and I'm not trying to nitpick you. You know, I love you, but, like, there's no way you watched more than 1 minute of last night's game.
I did not watch last night.
Yeah, because you'd have much different opinions on this. Houston came off just unreal. Like, Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, they were just scoring like crazy. We were offensively amazing, and then the bench squad came in, and that's where my flaws come in. However, we still don't know what our bench is going to look like. We haven't seen Jabari play in the last 2 games. Jabari will be starting. We haven't seen Eric Gordon play in the preseason at all, so that's another valuable player for us. Derek Favors, Willie Cauley-Stein, we haven't seen them yet, so that's going to be interesting. But when I look at our bench, I'm thinking this. Daishen Nix is not ready. Ty Washington Jr. is definitely not ready. Who's our backup point guard?
Ty Washington, baby.
It's not going to be Ty Washington
Jr. Look, every Kentucky point guard is good.
I'm not saying Ty is bad. In fact, Ty should be our backup point guard for the second half of the season and on. But last night's game, especially, he's not ready. He's just not ready. He's too raw. He's just not quite ready. However, you know, with a bench unit has a lot of different moving parts right now as we try and finalize our roster, I will give Ty the benefit of the doubt. However, I don't know if the Houston Rockets see that same point. Now, with Teo Maledon being waived a couple hours ago,
Daishen Nix and Ty, the best backup point guards in the league. Nix, 5-star recruit.
You and I can shoot better from the free throw line than Daishen Nix. 53%? Are we talking about Shaquille O'Neal? How are you, as a guard, shooting 53% from the free throw line? I don't care. You're not making my team. You can't shoot 53% from the free throw line. You're not making my roster. So then your next best is Ty. All right, well, Ty is pretty raw. So what I would do is I'd give Ty the nod over Daishen. I'd bring Eric Gordon onto my bench, still give him 25 a night, but I'm letting Ty ease in with a playmaker and distributor, a low-key distributor in Eric Gordon. I'm probably keeping Jayshawn in the starting lineup with Jabari. Then I'm having Tari come off of the bench. Houston's close. We're very close. We need to fill out the rest of the roster. We need to evaluate these guys for one last season, and then that's when you make the moves with your stock of first-round picks or all this cap space you have. However, one thing I was talking about in my last Rockets live stream was, I'm looking at next year's free agency list. It really isn't as good as it's hyped up to be. It's more so next year where you see the top of the line. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Houston next year starts moving into those, once again, the Jeremy Grants of the NBA, where we're talking fourth option guys, young guys entering their prime. Houston's not quite there on the defensive end, and that's why we won't be there. Şengün's really good. However, what we saw from last night with Şengün was he wasn't involved in the offense at all. What we saw in Şengün's opener, in the Rockets preseason opener against San Antonio, was he was a vital and integral piece of the offense. We didn't see that last night at all. In fact, it was probably Şengün's worst game as a Houston Rocket, which is kind of crazy to say. And I know it's preseason, but we're close. We're not quite there yet. I love Usman Garuba, and I hope he gets the nod. But Bruno's very raw. Garrison Matthews probably shouldn't be on our roster. KJ is still very raw. Christopher's still very raw. Our bench is extremely raw. We're not quite there yet. I wouldn't be surprised if Houston was hanging around the tail of the play-in tournament. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it'll happen, though. I really hope I'm wrong.
I think this team's way better than you're suggesting.
Just watch the games. But that's another thing is you're not watching these games. I'm watching
it's preseason basketball.
I'm watching Houston Rocket games twice right now. I don't care if it's a preseason. I watched every Houston Rocket game last season. I watched every preseason game twice.
I'm not watching the games live. I'm like watching film. But like, look, I haven't watched anything from last night's game except Kevin Porter and Jalen Green's team.
Yeah, they pulled their ass off, man.
Yeah,
Jalen might be a 25-point per game scorer this season. And
I made a video on them last night because I didn't watch the whole game, but I watched like just their highlights. Like it was on Twitter, and I watched it. And I was like, "Holy fuck!" And that's what made me think like, right there, Kevin Porter and Jalen Green, Eric Gordon on a nightly basis. Those guys could easily give you like 60 points. Those three guys on a nightly basis. Then you got Şengün, Josh Christopher.
Take a look at Christopher. You know, it's
Jabari Smith, Christopher, and Şengün. Christopher, and Şengün. Those guys can give you 30 a night at least combined.
Şengün's fouled out last night. Once again, Şengün has major foul issues.
That's why I think they need to go by center by committee. Go 3 or 4 centers. Şengün for offense, Derek Favors for all-around game, Garuba for defense, and Bruno Fernando to see what the fuck he is.
Well, what about Willie, too?
Willie, he's getting cut. Boban's just there for marketing.
Just got signed, though.
He's a training camp deal.
Yeah, they do want him in the G League. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. I think Willie's a little bit better than G League. Not by much, but
you should just
I don't know, man. Like even guys like Christopher last night, like with this weird bench unit we're running, Christopher came in, missed his first like 6 shots, had 6 turnovers. It's a horrible night for Christopher. I mean, he's going to continue taking the jump. It's just my point is turnovers. I don't have the exact stat on me, but I guarantee you the rest of the Rockets' first 3 preseason games had 20-plus turnovers. So, yeah, we're going to be scoring a lot. I don't know how many defensive stops we're going to be able to do when it matters. I don't know how often we're going to, like, you know, I'm sure the turnovers are going to improve. The free throw shooting is going to improve, but at the end of the day, they're still very raw. They're going to miss free throws. They're going to make mistakes. So, you know, long-term Rockets look great, and I think this is the year where they start establishing that, as we've already seen with Jalen Green and KPJ already. But Tari Eason, another, just might be the steal of the draft. And I think I made a video on that a couple of days ago, and people were calling me crazy. I'm like, well, technically, a steal isn't going to be in the lottery, right? So we're talking 15 to 60. Well, Tari Eason right now looks like the best player drafted from 15 to 60. So that's a steal, in my opinion. You're able to get Tari Eason at 17. I mean, if we did a redraft right now, Tari Eason's going to the lottery. So they look great, and I really like the fact that they got Jabari and Tari and how defense-oriented both of them are. We're in the right direction. Jalen Green, KPJ, both of them looked like incredibly improved on the defensive end.